welcome back. So we're going to carry on with our colour along in Rita Berman's new book, and today we're going to tackle this little bit here, which is, I think it's soup in like a bread roll. So that's what we're going to start off with. So we're going to go in with Spanish Red 206 from the Arteza set, and we're going to use this to do the actual tomatoes that are on top of the soup. So I'm just going to go in with normal pressure all over this so that we get quite a nice vibrant colour. Is everybody looking forward to Halloween? What have you got planned? Are you going to be up to anything good? Are you going to any parties or fun activities? I don't think I'm going to be doing anything for Halloween. I think I will be at home, probably watch a scary movie with some popcorn. I think that'll do for me. Okay, then this last little one here. I'm not 100% sure that this is supposed to be soup in a bowl, but that's what it looks like to me, so that's what I thought we'd go with. So next I'm going to fill in the inside bit of the tomatoes, and I'm going to go over that with turmeric yellow 107, and we're using the Arteza pencils for this. I don't know if I've already said that or not, so I thought I would mention it. So I'm just going to fill this in, again just with normal pressure. And then I'm going to go back in with the Spanish Red, and I'm just going to add a little bit of shading in the middle so that we've just got the really light edge. Now with this I'm just using light pressure. So I asked you guys on my last video, I pinned a comment to say, you know, do you want more speed colouring or more colour and chat videos? And a lot of people said they prefer these types of videos because they've obviously got a bit more time to see what's going on and to know what I'm doing and what kind of pressure I'm using and things like that. So that's why I decided to do a more talkative video today. Next we're going to go in with olive green, which is 617, and I'm going to use this for the leaves, and I'm guessing that they're like basil leaves. So that's what I'm going to do that. Do that. Get my words out today. It's been one of those days. So just going to go over these just with normal pressure so we get quite a nice vibrant colour. Blow away any of the dusty bits. Have you guys been up to anything exciting this weekend? Have you been anywhere nice? Been doing some gardening. That's about it really. Nothing exciting. I did finish my Halloween picture, so my pumpkin picture. So I'm going to edit that, and that should be up. I'm hoping by Wednesday I'll have that up for you guys so that you can have a look if you are interested in Halloween pictures. The one that I did was from Kirby Roseanne's Phantomorphia book. Okay, so that is our basil leaves. Whilst I've got the Spanish Red out, I'm just going to fill in these love hearts as well. Before we move on. To remember not to put my hand over the picture so I don't block your view. Okay, so that's that bit done. So now we're going to do the soup itself. So for that I've chosen blood orange because I'm going for tomato soup, and I'm going to concentrate this in the middle, and then I'm going to get darker as we go towards the edges. So I'm just going in with a light coat on this, bit of a base coat really, and taking it right towards the edges. And then with vermilion 115, this is a bit of a darker red, so I'm going to start at the edges, and I'm using quite hard pressure, and then I'm going to lift the pressure as we come to the middle so that it blends a lot easier. So I'm going to do this all the way round. We want it to be darker right around the edge, and then getting lighter as it comes towards the middle. I wanted to pick all different coloured reds because I didn't want everything to sort of blend in. I wanted the tomatoes on top to stand out and look a little bit different. Because if I'd have just done it all the same colour red, it would have just all blended into the soup, and you wouldn't have known there was any other objects or tomatoes on there. So that was my reasoning behind using all the different reds. I must say tomato soup's not my favourite. I would rather have chicken soup. You should let me know in the comments down below what your favourite soup is. And we'll see which one wins out of all the different flavours. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in with blood orange, and I'm going to blend this all together. So you just want to go over the other red a little bit with light pressure, and then you can use a bit more harder pressure here as you come into the middle because you're not blending there. Disturbed by the delivery man. So I'm going to go ahead and fill all this in. So the aim is to hopefully not see where we've joined it together. That's looking all right. Okay. So the next step I'm going to do is the bread around the edge, and for this I've picked two colours. So I've got honey 105 and ginger 116. So we're going to use honey as the base coat, so I'm just going to use light pressure and go all the way around this. I'm going for a homemade rustic bap. So it might even be burnt in a few places. It would be if I made it. So then I'm going to go in with ginger, and this is going to act as our shadow colour. So like here where we've got lines, I'm going to go over these lines and just accentuate them a little bit. And where we've got these little black dots, I'm going to go over them, bring it down to the bottom, and then all the way around the edge, and here. And I'm just using normal pressure with this part. So anywhere where Rita's put like these little black dots, I'm going to use that as like a guide for where my shading's going to go. And any lines, I'm going to go over them and make them a little bit more stand outish, if that's even a word. So sometimes you can use what the artist's already put in there as a bit of a guide as to where you're going to put your shades and your lights. Okay, and then I'm just going to add a little bit more in here and along this edge. Just small circular motions. And a little bit in between here. I have to excuse my dog barking in the background. So then I'm going to move back onto honey, and I'm going to go over this with a bit more pressure and fill it all in. Okay, and that's not, I don't think that is actually dark enough, so I'm going to go in with raw umber 302. Now this is quite dark, so I'm going to go really light pressure on this and just go over this shadow. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it is straight away picking up darker. If you feel like you're not getting enough colour, just put a little bit more pressure on the pencil. Okay, I'm happy with that. So next we've got the background to tackle. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to make it look like a wooden table, like it's sat on a wooden table. So the first thing I'm going to do is go in with raw umber, and I'm just going to do a light coat all over the background. Okay, and then going in with espresso brown, I'm going to add the table lines in. So I'm just going to do some straight lines, and again I'm just using light pressure for this. That way if I make a mistake I can try and fix it. Right here I think. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, because a wooden table wouldn't have, you know, exactly straight lines. They kind of go, ooh. That's the technical term, ooh. Okay, so there are our base lines, and then I'm going to add some like knots into the table. So I'm just going to start with a circle and then just bring it round and drag it down the table. a bit more flat. Do some random lines. We'll have another knot here. With some crack lines coming up of it. And here I'm just going to darken up the corners. Like so, and I'm just going to do a line here. It doesn't have to be a straight line, it's whatever you want it to be. Okay, I'm going to go over these and darken these up. Those are our dividing lines. Let's do a little bit more in here. Okay. Then I'm going to go in with the black, and I'm going to go over the middle of these so that they stand out and that you really know that that is where the planks of wood join. And then going back in with espresso brown, I'm just going to do a really light coat over this dotted shadow part that Rita's put in. To give us our shadow, and just darken up these corners. Now I'm going to go back in with raw umber 302, and I'm just going to go over all of this. And then taking black again, I'm just going to go over really lightly where we put the knots in. Darken that up a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with burnt umber 306, and I'm going to add some shading just around where we've got the knots and the cracks. And then going back in with raw umber, I'm just going to go over and blend everything out. lastly, with a white gel pen, I'm going to add some shine to our tomatoes. So that they look a little bit more shiny. There we go. And that's that done. Our tomato soup in a bread bun or a bread loaf on a nice table. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.